Hi, my name is Duncan from Team 4476 The Waffles, and this will be a video walkthrough of how to install Visual Studio Code for C++. So first you want to go to this search 2019 Control System FRC in your search in your web browser and go to the second result here, which is ScreenSteps Live website from WPILib. Then once you open that, you'll get to this page, so you want to click on FRC C++ programming, take you to this page, and then you want to go to installing the C++ and Java development tools for FRC. So once you're there, you see this web page. So you just have to click on Windows or whichever operating system that you're running on, and then you can download the installer from GitHub here. So by clicking on that, you can go to the releases, and then you want to make sure that you're going to download the correct installer for your system. So you have Mac, Linux, Windows 32 and 64. So most likely you're going to use this one, which I've already downloaded, but there is on the off chance that you are running with 32-bit operating system, then there is that one there as well. So I've already downloaded this. It's right here. Next you want to extract it to whichever folder you're in, so extract all, and then Windows will do that for you. Okay, so once you've extracted that folder, you'll end up with this window open. You want to double click on the installer to open it, select all users, and that'll bring up this window here. So if you haven't already downloaded VS Code from a previous install, then you want to click select or download VS Code, and then download. And this is actually a decently quick download, even on slower networks, so it shouldn't take that long, about 5 to 10 minutes. So once that file is downloaded, you can see that all of the boxes are checked, and then simply click execute the install. Okay, so once you've finished installing that, you can click OK, and you should see some icons appear on the desktop. So these are those three icons. So the first is VS Code for the 2019 version for FRC. Next is Shuffleboard, which is an interface for networking with the robot. It'll send you data back to the dashboard. And then there's the Smart Dashboard, which is basically just an older version of this and tend to be slightly more stable but less functional. So opening up this icon, you'll get this window with the C++ extension release notes usually, and the welcome screen. So you can just close both of those, and this will be the default blank screen for VS Code. And we'll come back to this later once we've installed a few more additional pieces of software. So the next thing that you want to do is install the update suite. So at the bottom of this page, which we were just on, you can click Next, and it'll take you to this as basically an instruction for installing the update suite. So you can click down here on downloading the update section, and it'll bring you to this page. So if you click the download link, it'll start and give you basically this zip file. So once you've downloaded that file, you want to extract it the same way we did with the other one. So once you finish extracting, you should end up with this window open here somewhere. So then you just want to run the setup installer, click yes when you're asked to, and it'll bring up this window here. So click next, and then install all of these. So next, you can search for updates. I won't, because it's a waste of time if you've just downloaded it. Accept the 2 license agreements twice, so 4, and then the rest will be run by the update suite. Okay, so once you've finished installing that, you'll come to this screen warning you that your Windows firewall is still on. This is something that you should definitely turn off on your driver station computer, as it will mess with the app's connections with the field and cause all kinds of problems. So to do that, you just have to go to the Windows search bar and type in Windows Firewall. And you should come up with this screen here, and you just want to turn Windows Defender Firewall on or off. So once you click that, turn off on both, just to be safe. Click OK, and you'll get a loud notification telling you to turn it back on, but you can't. So next, you'll just get an overview of everything that's been installed, and then you can just finish. You don't need to activate the products. So it'll ask you to restart your computer now, but you don't have to immediately, so I'm not going to. Okay, so the next step will require another download. So again, next on this link here, it will take you to this page. So these are all third-party libraries that are very useful for FIRST. So you can, if you're going to use any of these specific devices, like these, I believe they are gyros. CTRE Phoenix is for Talon SRXs or Victor SPXs. Another one is NavX and Rev Robotics. All have their independent libraries that are not a part of WPILib. So you have to download those independently. So if you just click on this link, for example, for the CTRE Phoenix tool suite, it'll take you to the vendors page on the Hero development board. So then you can just download the installer here and extract it again to your desktop. Alright, so once you've done that, you should come up with something looking similar to this. So then you can just run the installer and it should handle everything else for you. With the exception of a couple of modification options. For example, with the CTRE Phoenix library, they are also using a combined installer, which you'll see here, for Hero, C#, and a couple of other things as well. So this will install Lifeboat and the Phoenix Tuner, as well as the C++ plugins or the LabVIEW plugins. So Phoenix Tuner will allow you to update firmware and adjust things on your Talons SRXs and Victor SPXs. So that's an important part that you also can't unselect, but it's an important part to install and keep mind of. So at the end, you'll come with this. Don't need to view the release notes and finish. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a quick tour of the VS Code UI. So everything in VS Code is going to be controlled through the command palette. Everything from making a new project in WPILib to changing settings of the actual editor, to debug, to building, to anything you can think of. So, also, everything that you want to add to this editor is going to be done through extensions. So, for example, C++ is installed here, the debugger for Java, all of Java things, and WPILib, which is the first library. So anything else that you want to install, you can search for either in here, and that is their specific marketplace, or there's also other kind of extensions that you can download, for example, the third-party libraries that we just installed for the Talon SRX. The second portion of the UI will be this sidebar here. So here you have all of your files, so any files that you have open or projects that you have open. So the folder will be here, which is basically your project, and any files that you are currently editing or have open in the editor will appear under this subheader as well. Alright, thanks for watching this tutorial on how to set up VS Code for the 2019 FRC season. The next video that'll come out should be a tutorial on how to create a project and start off in 2019. Thanks for watching and good luck in this competition season.